What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video, ticker symbol AAPL, where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let me go ahead and hit record. We'll get right into the video, take a look at Apple real quick. We'll take a look at some news. We'll take a look at technical analysis and resistance and support levels. And based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. So to start off, nice green day for Apple. A little bit of pullback there at the end, but that's okay. We are up $1.67 on the day, which is 1.33%. That compares to the Nasdaq's 1.4%, so pretty similar, and the S&P, which was up almost 8%, or a little bit over 1.01%, and then the Dow Jones was up 191 points. So compared to that, 1.33 was right in between S&P and Nasdaq, a little bit above S&P, a little bit below Nasdaq. So really good there, in line with everything else. Not too bad there. If we take a look at some news though, you guys know the Apple and Epic trial was going on. Epic essentially said that Apple had some unfair practices. They were making too much money from companies that were trying to sell in the app market. That was not necessarily good, but what they were essentially, so what Epic Games tried to do is they tried to do an in-game payment system to overcome Apple's kind of tax. So the way it typically works with Apple is you pay whatever fee or subscription, Apple takes a decent chunk of that, and they're fighting that right now. Epic is saying that Apple has a monopoly through its App Store for app distribution and payment system for those apps, and so that's what we are seeing here. And then the other thing is with the upcoming Worldwide Developers Conference, which is on June 7th, Apple recently announced what they are going to be doing. So some keynotes, platform state of the art, Apple Design Awards, things like that, if that's something that you're interested in. It's not a product reveal, right? So that's not necessarily something that we are going to see a tangible product come out of typically, but it's still, potentially exciting for the stock to see what they display there. So not too bad overall. Epic and Apple trial, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Either way, I don't think it's going to have too big of an impact on Apple though, unless the judge comes out and says, oh, Apple, you can't, charge the amount of fees that you charge. Currently, you have a monopoly, something like that. Then we could potentially see a little bit of a pullback. So with that being said, let's take a look at Apple. So great green day for Apple. We pushed up, broke above the 126.65, came right back down, pushed up, struggled here at the 127.50, went all the way to 127.94, and then sold off 127.05. Great green day. Actually really enjoyed having a green day on a Monday because it gave me the opportunity to sell a covered call for this week. And the one I sold, let me just double check real quick here. I sold this Friday's 129 call, got $60 for it. So if Apple is at or below 129, I get to keep that $60. If it's not, I'll look to roll that. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I also sold a Carnival Cruise one for this Friday, if that's a stock, or if you own a long call in that as well. The one I sold there was $28.50. So great green day, gave me the chance to get a nice premium for that call that I sold. And the reason I sold that call, you guys, is if you take a look here, we have been struggling. I'm actually going to move this line down just a little bit to adjust because it has been a little bit of a resistance level for us back here in 514, 521, and now 524, that 128 level. I think 128.54 might still be a little bit of resistance, but clearly the more immediate resistance is that 128 level. So that would kind of be the first level that I'm looking out for. And then after that, right, we got run room to I think 130, as we've seen in previous times. Now the RSI is looking pretty good at 48, not overbought, not oversold. And then we got support that down here at 126.65, and then down here at 125.03. Remember that we drew this line, this big line that you see, kind of based on the trend we've seen since past September, where we were here at the $103. We've seen it bounce back in March and again in late March. And then we got 2 bounces here in May 12th and then also May 19th. So hopefully, you know, this line, we continue the long-term trend up. That line currently is around 123. So I'm again hoping for really good support there. We were finally above the 8 EMA, but still ended up closing right below the 89 EMA, which is not good, but still, you know, making our way up. And at one point we were above that. So hopefully we can capture those EMAs relatively soon and start to push up from there. Another thing to look out for is this red line, which is the 50-day moving average. As you can see, we've struggled to close above it, right? We've gone above it, but struggled to close below it for the past 6 days, or excuse me, close above it for the past 6 days. So just be on the lookout for that. And then the 200-day moving average is at 123.83. So I think between the 200-day moving average at 123.83 as well as this line in the low 123s, I think we got good support at 123s. So what I'd like to see is a gradual kind of climb up this week, potentially taking out 128s in the next couple of days, and then ending the week between 128 and 130, assuming we see some green days. If not, you know, watch out for the support levels that I mentioned earlier if we do see a little bit of a pullback. Remember that other than the WWDC that's coming up, we don't really have any catalysts event for Apple, so it's not like a product launch coming. We don't see earnings coming, so it might be a little bit slow, and I think a lot of it's dependent on the overall market. So the QQQs were looking pretty nice today, just as the S&P was. We've got run room there up to 338, and then eventually the all-time high we set at 342, so be on the lookout for that. And then same thing with the S&P 500. We are above all the EMAs, so watch to see you know, if those EMAs hold up as support. Remember that we are quickly approaching that all-time high number of 422, right? If we see a day like today, we could break through that. So that does, you know, kind of you know, keep an eye out for that. We might see a little bit of choppiness as we get up to the 422 before we make a new all-time high. Those are that R size there looking pretty good as well. Same thing with the QQQs, right? It's in the 50s. So not quite saying a pullback is going to come, but I think that, you know, if S&P gets close to all-time highs, we could see a little bit of chop, a little bit of selling off, things like that. So just be on the lookout for that. As you know, I've got that 129 covered call on Apple this week, but other than that, continuing to hold my Apple shares because I think, you know, I believe in the company for the long-term growth. But yeah, that's all I had. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.